his online activities, and that she knew that what was likely going to happen when she turned over this license plate was that it was going to be used to dox the witness. So I think that's the essential theory. And there was also a suggestion, as I recall it, that she herself had had some interaction with Mr. Kearney in the past in connection with a niece or something like that, and didn't want to get on his bad side. And I would suggest there was a reason that she didn't want to get on his bad side.
As to some of the counts that go into the motorcade, where it goes to different people's houses with a motorcade fall, the actions of Mr. Kearney, are you suggesting he's acting as an individual or he's acting in some sort of joint venture?
Well, I think the evidence would certainly support joint venture. Essentially, there was evidence that Mr. Kearney planned this motorcade, that he broadcast what the location, the gathering point was going to be, that he showed up with a bullhorn to address the crowd, that he had his cameraman, or perhaps it was he himself with his
what's going to happen with Turtleboy and his freedom
his phone,
speech as a journalist
to film the events for later broadcast. That these people proceeded at his direction to the various locations. Only the first location was announced in advance. So they got there by following him. And when he got there, he got out of the car, and statements varied somewhat from location to location, but harangued the occupants of the house as to...
So let me ask you about count two. So count two talks about intimidation of a witness, 25 to 30 people. Mr. Kearney with a bullhorn telling a witness to tell the truth. How is that not free speech?
Well,
the one that involves name.
It's the one that involves what?
Ms. Name.
Well, I don't want to sound like Bill Clinton. It depends on what the meaning of is.
All right.
But in the context of Mr. Kearney saying, tell the truth, I think the witness would clearly understand that what he's instructing the witness is tell my version of the truth.
Okay. All right.
In other words, don't change your testimony or don't testify.
Okay. And then, how about releasing
George's testimony
public?
Put in my opinion.
In your view, does that cross the line, taking the phone number of an officer or of a private citizen and putting that out on his website? Is that something that you think is protected speech? Obviously, Mr. Bradle does, but do you
give some Turtleboy some love and give him
amount to intimidation of a witness?
Watching this.
I think there's a distinction between your ordinary, if there is such an ordinary thing, as putting somebody's phone number on a website and doing it to a witness in a criminal case with the intent to intimidate that witness. And I think this also relates to a comment that Mr. Bradle made. From the defense perspective, the court is to look at this with a very limited lens. Just look at what Mr. Kearney did. Don't look at what else happened. The fact that Mr. Kearney said,
so if you see this,
throw a rock or show up for an exhibit or